Hey, hey. So this is going to be me mapping out my launches or my emails for the List Building Live Summit, which is March 11th through something or other. Hey, Lakeisha. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. My biz bestie is here. What's up, girl? Aren't you supposed to be working? I can't find the comments. Oh, here we are. Hey. Okay, come on in. I'm so excited. So we are going to be, as you can see on my computer, I'm trying to launch List Building Live. So List Building Live is this 3-day event in March, in about a month from now. So March 11th through the 13th. And I just have a lot of freaking content, right? Like, okay, so if you were here, hey friends. So if you were here on Tuesday, I did a live where I was mapping out all the emails, and I wrote these emails a couple days ago. And then at the end of last live, I was like, these emails, I mean, they're good, but for what I need them to do, like, they're garbage. Like, they're not good enough. And I have so much going on. Like, I actually had to map it out here, right? Because there's just so much going on in the business right now. Yeah, Amy, I'm so excited too. I'm glad Farida is here. So there's like, I literally wrote it, and y'all, this is like the most basic of lives, okay? So, and I'm using Ecamm Live if you don't know. So it's like I literally wrote, can you see this? Like, what do I need, right? And let me read it to you. So I need to get people hyped for the event, right? That's an absolute must. I need my subscribers to be problem aware about list building, which means I need people to know that they need to grow their list and they're not doing enough. Or, I mean, you might be doing enough, but most of my subscribers, I'm going to assume that, they are getting way too caught up in the tech when it comes to emailing, right? They're getting caught up in like how to use kit.com, right? Versus, just set the tech. And not that I want you to just forget it, but, they've got to keep growing their email list. It's not I created a freebie and I'm going to just pray to God that, people find it. This is something that you actively have to work on. So I need people to be aware that that's their problem, that they're not actively working on list building, right? Yeah, shout out Lakeisha, by the way, because one of the things when I first started EMM, Lakeisha said, oh, this has helped me keep that list building front of mind, and she grew her list. So Lakeisha, tell us how much you grew it from, like, it was like a couple hundred or a few hundred or something to like over 1,000 when she joined EMM. Yeah. Okay. And then I also need, this has nothing to do with List Building Live, but everything to do with what I'm trying to do right now overall in the business is, and y'all, this is so ghetto. I'm over here like this. Like, overall, I need to grow this YouTube channel, and I want to grow the co-working, right? So I want to do co-working sessions on YouTube, but also I sell co-working for $1 a session, separately. So there's just a lot going on in the business. Oh, shout out Nina. There's just a lot going on. Yeah. Now, normally I'm like, she knows SEO, Nina, if you guys don't know her. Normally I'm like this. I'm like, oh my gosh, last minute Joe. But there's just so much going on in my business right now that I can't just write as I go, which is normally my thing, right? I'm always telling, and y'all, I only sent this video to people inside EMM, and normally I'm telling you, like, you don't need to batch, just write on the go. But there's just so much that I need right now that I have to map this stuff out. Because even 2 days ago, when I was writing it out, trying to batch, I wrote the emails and I'm like, these are not satisfactory, right? These, like, they're fine, but they're not going to get me my goals, right? Okay. So, and then I thought this morning, my 100th episode for the podcast Email Sound Booth is next Friday. And when I hit live on this, I realized that's what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I'm not supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be batch recording the episodes. But I guess I'll do that tomorrow. And I'll probably do that tomorrow live too, around the same time, guys. So put that in your notes. So there's just so freaking much going on in the business in the next 30 days. I gotta map this out. So I'm hoping that you guys can help me out. Now, the first one, remember I said the first one was I need to get people hyped, right? So in order to get people hyped, what do I need? So that's what I wrote next. Like, getting people hyped involves what, Liz, right? I wrote number one, like, and this is for the summit, right? So let me backtrack, right? I'm trying to map out all these emails because I have a summit coming up March 11th through the 13th. And then on the 13th, the last day, I'm launching my annual pass, which is, if you're in the membership, you might be on a $9 plan, you can upgrade to a yearly plan through at that time, right? So, so how can I get people hyped for the summit, right? What gets people hyped? And this is the piece where I was like, well, maybe I should go live with this, because this is really going to help you understand when you write your pre-launch and launch emails, like, what does get people hyped? The first thing I wrote was like, well, I need to hype the topics. Like, what am I talking about in there? And this is difficult because I'm still selecting speakers, but I know that I need to write that down because the subjects that we talk about are going to be really, really important. Like Lakeisha just said, she went from 200 to 1,200. So Lakeisha, I'm going to need you to email me because I want you to be in my summit, because I want to know how you did that, right? Like, what did she do? Bundles? Did she, use ManyChat? Like, how did Lakeisha do that? That's what this summit is going to be about, right? So we need to hype the topics, hype the speakers. So this is something I'm really excited about. And again, I'm just like talking this out, and I really appreciate y'all being here. How many people are here? Oh my gosh, 23, holler. So I need to hype the speakers. So I know Nina is coming in. Yes. So I think Nina, I don't remember what we said. So Nina is going to be a speaker. I think she might be talking about the custom GPTs. I can't remember what I asked her to speak about. Y'all, I'm so all over the place right now. My memory is really failing me. But I would be hyping Nina, right? Because she's SEO. That might be what she's talking about too. I cannot remember. But, oh my gosh, Nina from She Knows SEO. She's going to be talking about blah, 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 right? So I need to be hyping the topics and the speakers. So again, what I was saying is I really want to hype the speakers for this event, because a lot of them, and it won't be just hyping, oh my gosh, I got Seth Godin. And I didn't get Seth Godin. I didn't even ask. But the speakers are going to be like B2C, business to consumer, right? So I've got some people coming in that, there's like a Shopify guy. I've got somebody coming in, that's a fiction author, right? Like, those are the speakers I want to hype, because that's such different content than like all the regulars that do the summit circle inside of this industry, right? So I love that. Yeah, Jennifer, I got a lot going on, as you can see from this live, sister. So yeah, I can't freaking remember. And also on my Notion, I don't have to decide and reach out to speakers for another week. So I got some time here. Oh, awesome. Cheyenne is here. Oh my gosh, all my faves. Lindsay, what's up? Okay. Also, I need to hype the ease of listening. Okay, over here. Where's the freaking camera? The ease of listening, right? Because I want this to be really easy. And that's what I'm loving and why I decided there's this trend of like audio summits, and I actually really like them. I used to host a very large video summit with like 40 speakers. This is in my RV travel days, my B2C days. Right? I actually got bought out of that company. Side note, I should talk more about exiting two companies. Like that's a big deal. I don't think that I am neurodivergent, although I did suffer a concussion a couple years ago, and it has changed the way my brain works in all the most annoying ways. But I am educated in like the way the brain works. Like I have a background in education and leadership. So I spent a lot of time learning how to differentiate instruction and learned a lot about neurodivergent brains. So that might be um, why you connect so well with me. So I'm so glad, Jennifer. Okay, so anyway, ease of listening. Like I love those audio summits now because I can just, on my phone, click a button. It's in my podcast app. And I thought that's what people need right now, right? Like speaking to, Jennifer's point of like, oh, I connect really well with you. And people are always telling me, oh, you do quick, easy to learn stuff. I thought, oh, that's the solution, right? People just need that quick stuff, right? Also, I need to, be giving the dates and times. And y'all, this is very rudimentary, right? But like I wrote it down because I don't want to freaking forget, right? And it's like people will get hyped when they know the basics, right? Like speaking of to Jennifer's point, like, oh, when you teach, it lands with me. That's because I'm thinking of the most basic freaking shit, excuse my language, that most people, like it's an afterthought. But really, and a lot of copywriters will tell you, like, oh, benefits over features. But y'all, people need to know features too. They need to know when I click the button, it's going to go here. I need to know the date so I can put it in my calendar. And that gets people hyped, right? March 11th through 13th, right? Super, super simple. I have no idea what this is, but it fell out. Okay. And then the last thing I wrote, which I think is not the most important, but it's the biggest one, and it's what this whole page is scratching the itch of list building, right? And it's not like a lot of people will say like, oh, you need to poke at their pain points. I prefer like scratch an itch, right? And so scratching the itch of list building means like, oh, Lakeisha, Jennifer, Sadie, they might think like, oh yeah, I know I need to list build, but I need to like put a row of mosquitoes on your arm and get that itching, right? Because that's when you're going to take action. There's a reason there's the saying, light a fire on your ASS, right? Because we don't move if there's no incentive to move. And we're not going to scratch we're not going to scratch our arm if it's not itching, right? So my thing, I mean, mosquito is maybe a terrible analogy or whatever, but you get what I'm saying. Right. So so Jennifer is perfect. I have a confession. I hate list building. Who doesn't, sister? Like you are in good company. It's not easy, right? Hitting this live button, that was easy, right? But list building is something you have to do right here. It's like math, right? It's not running on autopilot in the back of your brain. You have to bring it to the forefront and think like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm doing to list build. Even this live, this is what I'm doing to this year to try to engage my community more, right? If I didn't have that as an active goal, I would just be doing this by myself. But when I was doing this by myself, I was like, wait, Liz, remember you're trying to engage people and get people to take action? Maybe they would be interested in how you do this so they could do it themselves. So that's what I'm doing here, right? It's a very active thing. And who wants to be active, right? I heard this thing one time where it was like, if people could fly, they would consider it exercise and no one would do it. Like, put an amen in the chat if you feel that, right? Like, nobody wants to take action, right? But here we are. We have to, if we want to reach our goals, if we want to do XYZ, which that's what scratching the itch is over here. And I was reading this article earlier, and like for some of the reasons why we need to list build, right? And I wrote down something like, if someone has given you their email address, they're ready to engage with your content and products. So speaking to Jennifer and people like Jennifer, like that's the reason we need to list build, right? Our whole purpose is we want people to engage with our content and our products, right? Hence, I just told you that's why I'm on YouTube Live right now, right? And so if we can get people on our list, we know that is a literal list of people who are ready to engage, right? It's not just like a status update that I'm going to scroll past. It's an email that Jennifer, that Lakeisha, that Lindsay, that Rachel is sending me. And it's among, things that my friends or family or other companies that I need updates on are sending me, right? It's a message versus like a status update. So I hope that helps. And I say it with love, Jennifer. I say it with love. Okay. So let's get to all of that. And thanks for hanging out with me. And I want to say there are 31 people live. Can I be shameless? If you are brand new, can you subscribe to the channel? I need 1,000 subscribers to monetize. So help me. And then if you could like it, because that's just a vain thing that I want you to do. So, okay, let me try to set up my calendar here. So this is going to look crazy on this side because I have it like on the monthly view. So you can kind of, I'm just like looking at my calendar here. Let me move it over a little bit. So it looks like I do a lot, but really it's like all lunch and yoga and stuff like that. Awesome. Rachel just subscribed. Thank you so much. Jennifer just subscribed. Sadie, of course, is the best. One of my first. Thanks, babe. Thank you. So I've got the calendar on this side of things. And then on this side, I just made this kind of, again, like really like elementary thing. So I realized as I, had all this up, all the things that I need to do in the next month, once a week email was not going to be enough for me. That's something I realized really quickly when I was doing this 2 days ago, when I was writing out the emails for next week and beyond. I was like, there's just too much to do. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it in once a week emails. Because that's really, if we look over here at the calendar, that's really not that many days, right? That's the 18th, the 24th, and then there's like 2 more weeks here in March. Sorry, this looks so robust. It's really not that robust. I just have a lot of appointments lately. So that's why I just created this sort of document, right? Yeah. So I wrote down like, well, what if I wrote 2 emails a week? And you guys can still see me, right? Like I'm not blocking. No, I'm good. I'm good. So I was like, okay, Monday the 17th. I know I write emails on Monday to my membership, right? So those aren't even really newsletters. That's just for members only. But I wanted to put it on this little chart so I could visually see what I'm working with here, right? So I could see what my customers and subscribers are working with. So then Tuesday, that's my normal newsletter day. So if you're in the membership, which all of you watching, unless you're watching the replay, because I'm going to send this out to people who aren't in the membership later, you're getting this newsletter. So if you're in the membership, you're getting all these emails. Now I'm like, okay, well, what if I just add in 3 more emails on Thursdays? That's like, that's a couple days, right? And if you're in my membership and, we've got almost 40 people here, that's kind of proof that people want to see behind the scenes stuff. So that still doesn't feel like too many emails. And then we come down here, and this is the week of the live event. And so, we're obviously going to have a Wednesday email here because the event is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So let's write that down. And you guys can see this, right? I just wanted to show you like what my desktop literally looks like. Okay. Let me take a drink of water. Yeah, Lakeisha, this is super helpful. Normally, I do it on paper, like I was saying, but there's just a lot going on that I also need to do it here because now also, y'all, it's not just me, it's Patricia, right? And I also just hired Amy part-time. And also shout out Lakeisha because she does amazing events and I really want to do an in-person event. I don't think we're going to have time this year, but I will definitely be hiring Lakeisha and she will be if she'll have me, she will be my go-to person. She does events and she does them amazingly. Lakeisha, put your event in the chat, by the way. She's got this awesome My Mind, My Business event coming up in Houston in a few months. I'm going to go to. So put that in the chat for people if they're in the area. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so Monday the 17th. Now this is where I really start mapping stuff out. I think about all the things I wrote down, right? Let's remind ourselves. What do we need to do in the next 30 days? We need to get people hyped for the summit. We need to get people, and how are we going to do that? We're going to get people like aware that list building is a problem that they need to solve. We also want to grow this YouTube channel and we want to grow our co-working sessions. And then, side note, the 100th episode of the Email Sound Booth podcast is coming out next week. So we want to do something with that as well. So I'm actually going to put Friday here. Friday the 21st. Is that the right date? Yeah. So I'm just putting this here because that is the 100th episode. And now something I've failed to do with my email list because there's so much going on and because I tend not to do this. So this is a downside when your business becomes bigger and you have a lot more content to juggle, which is something I've never done, like really outward content. So this is something new to me. I haven't really been promoting my podcast, right? I've been focused on launches and things like that. So I could be doing a much better job of promoting the podcast. And that's something maybe as I'm working, I might just put in the notes. Let me make this bigger. why isn't this, need to do a better job at promoting podcasts to the email list, right? And that's something, God, why is this so annoying? And that's something I could just be doing a better job of. So I'm just going to make a note to myself over here, right? And then I'm going to go back to doing what I'm doing, right? So maybe I even have an email on Friday that has people coming. Actually, I know that's what I want to do. So my idea for the 100th episode is to, let's just write down idea, because these are just ideas right now. I have this idea to go live for 100 minutes. So a live episode, go live for 100 minutes, answering as many questions about email and biz from my audience as possible, right? So that Friday, the 21st, thank you, Farida. I think the podcast is amazing too, if I do say so myself. So this is my idea that I had this morning on a walk. Yes, Lakeisha, I went for my walk already. Lakeisha and I are walking buddies, accountability buddies. So I want to go live for 100 minutes, answering as many questions about email and biz from my audience as possible. Now let's bring that back though, because remember, the whole overarching goal is to get people interested in and excited for List Building Live, right? So what am I going to do? Side note, in that live, I'm going to be bringing up the event, bringing up List Building Live as many times as possible. Also bringing up the annual pass, right? Because the annual pass is going to be launched after the event, right? So I don't ever want to sometimes you go to events and then they launch something at the end and it's like, whoa, that came out of nowhere. I don't want it to come out of nowhere. So I'm going to, be bringing that up, because that's the overarching goal that I'm doing, for the next 30 days. Okay. So what do you guys think about this idea? Would you that sounds kind of fun, right? Let me know. If you have a better idea, holler at me, because I'm I got to do something special for the 100 episodes. It's crept up really quick. Our first episode premiered on September 11th of 2024, so not that long ago. So there must be latency on this, because nobody's answering if that's a good question or a good idea. All right, I'm going to keep going then. It doesn't matter. Shout out if you are new. I see more and more people coming in. Make sure you hit the like button and please subscribe. I'm basically going to live on live this year is what I'm kind of deciding. So I'm really excited about it. I used to do so much live video in my travel blog days. And my internet is so much better in this studio. So I'm so excited. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Yes, there must be a lag. 100 minutes is a long time, Sandra, but I've already been live for 28 minutes. But I think that is a good point. I think people can pop in and out as they see fit. Okay. So, yes, I want to just live on live. Okay. I love that. All right. So let's talk about this email on the 17th. So I've already written this email, so I'm actually just going to go in. Ooh, and you guys are going to see what is popping up for next week. Monthly. Where do you guys see weekly newsletter templates? There it is, 2025. Look at how beautiful Patricia has made these folders. So I can literally just go in and what am we looking for? The 17th. Oh, one email or one sentence email. I'm so excited about this email template for next week. So let's scroll down though, because I've already written this. Okay. So, because it's EMM turning 4, you're also going to get access to 3 bonuses. So let's see so this says when you log in, you can find this week's template. EMM turned 4 years old. Here's some extra stuff. Welcome to new members. Okay, here's the extra stuff. And then PS, don't forget, we are now offering co-working twice a week for just $1 a session. And so that goes back to one of the things, what do I need? I want to grow my YouTube channel and my co-working, right? And side note on the co-working, Amy, our new hire, is working on a new sales page because the sales page is pathetic, right? Okay, so now I'm going to go back to this. Let me title this document. What should we title it? Map. I'm going to say pre-launch of List Building Live and Annual Pass. Okay, so this EMM email, I'm just going to put what's in it. Launching new templates, sequences. I'm so excited for you guys to get the new sequences. Actually, they're probably already uploaded. So you guys could go in and look up like downsell and like post-purchase, and those are already uploaded. And then we also promoted the co-working for $100. It's $1 a session. Is there anything else I could put in that email to talk about what we need to talk about, which is, getting people hyped for list building and problem aware? Actually, what I'm going to say is inside the membership, Patricia puts in those accountability tasks, right? So what I'm going to do is come over here and I want to talk to Patricia about the accountability tasks for the next month and ensure that they are all about list building, right? Because that's my main goal here. I want everyone to be on the same page. Members, non-members, past members, new subscribers, old subscribers. I want everyone to be on the list building train. Like toot toot, I have been talking about list building since what? October 2025 is going to be the year of list building, right? So I want everyone to be on that. So actually what I'm going to do right now, so I don't forget, and this is why we're exhausted, y'all. Is it not? Like I'm over here, I'm still doing one thing, right? But there's just so much involved in it. This is why you're tired. This is why when you get off of your computer at night, you're exhausted. Like if you don't have a Patricia, you're going to have to make that note for yourself and you're going to have to go through your tasks and create all of these. I have a Patricia and I'm still tired. So I'm going to just ask her whatever I just said here. I'm just going to literally copy what I put in the notes. Hey sis, can we, and I'm just going to ask her, can we make all the accountability tasks for the next month up until the summit all about list building? And then I'm just going to give her my reasoning that I just told you, right? I want everyone to be on board the list building train. It's got to be our main focus. Jennifer, I'm sorry you don't have a sister. Literally, I'm so blessed to have Patricia. Like, I'm sure, you know, there are amazing assistants out there, but to have someone, see, she literally, hey, I'm walking my dog. Here, let me move myself. She said, I'm walking my dog right now, but I'll go through when I get back in. She's going to die that her boxer is here. She's going to die. She's very private, but yeah, there's just so much going on, y'all. I just want to show y'all, like, there's a lot going on. And then she asked me a question, but I'm ignoring that because I am, you know, on a mission right now. So let's go back to this, this. Okay, but first I want to bring up what Cheyenne just said. Makes me feel better doing email and nothing else right now. Listen, Cheyenne and everyone, I have only been doing email since the beginning, okay? Like, if you go to my Instagram, I haven't posted in 1,000,001 years. And then if you look, like, I might be consistent for like 20 days and then I'll ghost forever. I'm not on LinkedIn. I think I've posted on LinkedIn once. If you go to my Facebook page, I haven't posted in like 4 years. I do have the Facebook group, but even if you go in there, like right now, I've been posting a lot more. But if you look in December, I barely posted. So like doing just email, this is why I'm such a big freaking proponent of email marketing, because it's that direct line to your customer. And to Cheyenne's point, like, it's still quite a freaking bit of work, especially when you add in your launches, especially when you add in like the summit. Guess why I'm doing the summit? It's a list building activity. I'm hoping to grow my email list with this summit. That's the, you know, I want to bring you content, but my main objective is to get new people, to find 1,000,000 other Jennifers, Faridas, Marks. I think I saw Lindsay in here earlier, Lakeisha's, right? Like, I want to find a lot of other people, right? You know, and so like, where are the other Sarahs, right? Like, I need to go out and find them. And that's why I'm hosting this event. It's a list building activity. I'm not doing it for, you know, really any other reason. Okay. So, and side note, somebody in about 20 minutes remind me that I also need to add in affiliate emails here. I haven't even talked about affiliate emails yet, because I also need affiliates to promote this. That's what, actually, I'm going to write that down. What do I need? So if you're just joining us, I was showing this document earlier, and on the top, it's like, what do I need? I need to add that I need affiliates to promote, right? And speakers, because how the heck else am I going to grow the list if no one is talking about it, right? Thank you, Jennifer. Sarah has 14 people on her list. Okay, listen, I love that you have 14 people, and now I want to challenge you to find 15 or to find one more. You know, I think you could probably do it by tomorrow. I'm just going to challenge you right now. And I do that with love. Okay, let me move myself out of the freaking way here. And should I zoom this in for you? Is that better? That's probably better, right? Okay. So, and also if you're coming in, please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing these all the time. I told Farida in the comments earlier, I'm going to basically live on live this year. I want to show you everything. Okay. So yeah, we all started somewhere. Okay. So Monday, let's recap here. Monday, we know we've got the email marketing membership email going out. This is what we're talking about. That feels like enough, because the next day I'm going to send out another email, right? And we've still got about 4 weeks before we go live with the list building, which we agreed as a group on Tuesday. If you weren't on Tuesday's live, we agreed as a group that I'm going to send the event to everyone on the email list. Okay. And I'll probably put like a, not interested in this event, opt out. But again, I'm getting everyone on the train. So they're going to want this content. It's only going to be one email. I'm already sent, I'm an email marketer. I can send as many emails as I want. That's how I feel anyway. Okay. So Tuesday the 18th. Again, let's go back to what I've already written. Can you guys see this? Yeah. So this is what I wrote on Tuesday, and the micro conversion, like what I was trying to do with this email is get more followers on YouTube. And so then also if we go over to the calendar week, if we go, see, it's really a lot of white space, friends. I'm really not that busy. If we go over to Tuesday the 18th, let me move myself out of the way here. Hang on. You can see I've got a YouTube live scheduled. This is where I'm going to do co-working. It's going to be 11 to 1 p.m. on Wednesday the 19th. So the day after I send the email. So actually what I might do is vary it, because I don't want to send out an email on the 18th and the 19th. That feels like, and then I'm going to send one on Thursday. Like that seems like too many emails for this week. So what I'm going to do is come back over here. And actually, I'm just going to change, because this is my email list and I make the rules. I'm going to change this to Wednesday the 19th, because that's when I'm going live, right? And I want people, remember referring back to my original document, I need to grow the YouTube channel, right? But also I need to focus on list building, getting everyone on the list building train. So we're going to change that here. Now let's go back again. And what did I already write? I already wrote that, everybody was loving the co-working last week. Why am I doing this? I want you to get stuff done. I want you to banish those days of turning off your computer and feeling like you worked all day just to get nothing done. Come hang out and work with me. My task for today, write the swipe files for affiliates to promote next month's list building live. So you see how I did two things in this email. Number one, growing that YouTube channel, right? Some people are going to click over the same way you did today, and they're going to co-work with Liz Wilcox, and hopefully they're going to subscribe, because I'm not going to forget to tell you to hit the subscribe button, right? Then I seeded the list building live, right? I said, this is what I'm going to work on. List building live. What is that? Right? And then I do it again in the PS. I'm finalizing the speakers, for next month's little audio summit, right? I answer the question. If they're like, what is list building live? At the bottom here, I answer that. It's a little audio summit, and I'm finalizing the speakers. So again, I'm kind of creating that curiosity. And remember when I said, what does getting people hyped involve? And I said, hyping the topics and the speakers. I also said giving the dates and times and the ease of listening. And then the last thing I said was scratching the itch of list building. So something I can do here in this PS is add a little bit so that I can, check more of those boxes off. So I can say, I'm finalizing the speakers for next month's little audio summit, list building live. Remember, list building is, I might say, doesn't have to be as hard as you think. That's why I'm gathering the most, I would say that's why I'm gathering my peers. And I might even say, B2C and B2B to share their most simple and effective strategies in 10 minutes or less. Can't wait to announce them next week, right? So that's going to say like, okay, list build, this is them. Like if I say this, list building doesn't have to be as hard as you think. In the next email, I'm going to have to break that down for them, right? And tell them why it doesn't have to be as hard as they think, right? But for now, it's enough to seed it. And then again, I'm giving a little bit more detail, share, simple and effective strategies, 10 minutes or less. Yes, that's something I would like to attend, right? Or, I want to hear more. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I was over here doing this and you couldn't even see it. So this is the PS. I'm sorry, friends. I'm not perfect, but I am getting it done. Whether you can see it or not, that's another thing. So this is kind of what I added. And that's, again, not perfect. I'm definitely going to go back over these tomorrow, but that kind of helps here. So in this email, promoting the YouTube, which is something we need, and we're seeding and sharing a bit more detail about list building live. Okay. All right. How's everyone doing? I've been at this for about 45 minutes. How's everyone doing? And you can become an affiliate. Jennifer, if you just hit reply to whatever email you just got that made you click on this, just say like, hey, I want to join the affiliate program, and Amy or Patricia can send you a link. Janice, I just love you. You're so cool. I'm so glad you're here. Okay. All right. And at about an hour, I'm not going to be done after an hour, but in about 10 minutes, we're going to take a bio break, meaning going potty, getting water, something to eat. But I'm going to keep going because you can see on my calendar here, like this is all I'm doing today. It's total free space. Look at that. Are you guys jealous? Look at all this white space. I stopped taking podcast interviews so that I could do this stuff. I'm sorry, Farida. Are you not an affiliate? What? I'm shooketh. Honestly, shooketh. Sandra, I'm so glad you're here. Sandra, I want to shout her out. I feel like you've been a member for a long time. I haven't seen you in a while, so I'm glad you're here. Okay. Give me a second. All right, now let's talk about, because we need 2 emails a week, because we just have so much. So if you're just joining, remember, like we're doing a lot. We're getting people hyped for the list building live that's happening in March. We're getting people hyped about the YouTube channel. We'd also maybe like to promote the podcast a little bit more because we've got 100 episodes coming up on Friday the 21st. There's just a lot, and I need people to become problem aware about list building. So the next day, actually, this is what I'm debating, y'all. So do I really need to send 3 emails? I'm not even going to count these Monday emails because y'all are members, and that's just like, it's basically your newsletter, right? It's something I have to send out in order to keep engagement up. And you guys are, I don't want to say blind to it, but it's become part of your routine, the people that open it. So let's debate here. Let's debate in the comments. Do I really need 3 emails this week? Now, it is a special week because we've got this 100th episode, and I think that's really important, and also something I really want to celebrate as a business. 100 podcast episodes in, since September, in like 5 months or whatever. I think that's a huge accomplishment, and I want to celebrate it. But if we go back to the calendar over here, what's this week? This week, I'm also sending daily emails right now because I'm promoting the $4 thing. Like, look at, like, all these emails are scheduled, right? You can say scheduled. So I'm sending out, let's look over here, Monday the 17th. If we went like the day before, I'm sending 3 emails out on Sunday the 16th. So that's just a lot of emails. Now, that's not a bad thing. Like, I think Sadie in the comments or somebody just said, that's fine, right? And I love that Sandra just said, not everybody sees the emails. So, like, who gives a crap? I just love that you guys are hyping me up. So it's debatable, but on Thursday the 20th, so this email, you also got to think of the length. This email, let's say this email is a medium-sized email. And then this one, I'm going to make like really super short. And this isn't because I think I'm annoying people. It's because I believe that varying the sizes of your emails keeps people engaged. Like, they're not sure how long it's going to be. And so that kind of intrigues them. Subconsciously, they're going to open it, right? So, let's think about Thursday the 20th. What am I going to say to people, right? Remember, we're going to be scratching the itch, right? We're scratching the itch here. And let me just read kind of what I've written out. And I can make myself bigger here. So the email is like water. And these are kind of like email ideas. So the email is like water analogy. If you haven't gotten that email or seen that content from me, I always say, like, if you're having a problem with launching, etc., you probably just have, a lead generation problem. It's, if water gets stagnant, what do? You don't bleach it to death. You get new water flowing in. That's what I say about email too. Like, if you're launching or trying to get clicks or replies and nothing's happening, you don't try 1,000,001 tactics. You just get new people that will reply to you, right? The second point I want to make, and maybe I should type these. Anyway, I'm going, is email authentication or like crackdowns. Today, I deleted 533 people from the email list. That means I got to go find 533 more people, right? And so that's true. Every time you send out an email, you're going to get unsubscribes. But it goes back to that, like, email is like water. We got to just keep finding fresh leads. And especially now that Google and other internet gods have sort of like cracked down, they really don't want you sending emails to people that don't open. You've got to go find new people that will open, right? People are going to open from the beginning, right? And anyone that doesn't, we got to get them off our list, right? Because people are really, or the internet gods are really cracking down on that stuff, right? So that's another, like, ooh, I'm going to scratch that itch. Like, people are going to think about that, and want to grow their list. Then another email idea I had was like, do your launches keep flopping? Well, hello, you need new people. You guys are in the membership, right? So if you've ever been to a Q&A, almost every Q&A call we have, those are first Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, by the way. People say, oh, well, I've launched a few times and it's not working. And then I always ask, well, how many new people have you gotten on your list since the last time you emailed? And they're like, 2, 20, 100. like it's always a super low number. And it's like, well, you keep launching to the same people. They've already told you no. So you need to go out and find people who will tell you yes. Right? Another idea, don't build on rented land, right? Twitter, now X, TikTok went away for 12 hours. Like that's all rented land. Facebook, a lot of people are leaving Meta right now due to their, policy changes. But with email, even with the internet gods, you own your list. So that's another itch scratch, whatever the hell I'm trying to say. And then, you know what? Actually, this might be a good one. I'm going to write this down. The next one I wrote down is most, we'll say business gurus, we'll call them business gurus, regret not taking their email list seriously sooner. Right? I think I've even heard Amy Porterfield say this. I wish I would have taken my email marketing more seriously. I would have been a millionaire sooner. Right? So I think that's what's going to go here. Because it's such a good point, right? And I'm doing this for y'all so that you can see when you're trying to launch something, this is the pre-launch. You have to think this stuff through, right? If I'm trying to make people problem aware, what points do I need to make to get them thinking, oh shit, this is something I need to take care of right now, right? And how can we do that over and over in these emails so that when we launch our thing, they're super freaking excited. They're going to watch and then take action. Because here's the thing. When people take action, they're going to see results because you and I, we're not idiots. We're creating amazing, helpful content. And when they start taking action, they're going to see results. And when they see results, they're going to tell their friends, right? And we all need more referrals. It comes back to list building. A lot of you might have, Farida. I know Farida found me through a mutual friend, Roberto Candelaria, because Roberto was talking about me, right? Farida also knows Lakeisha in the comments. How do I know Lakeisha? Because she joined my email list. I invited her to an event. Now Farida knows Lakeisha, right? It's all working together, right? So yeah, the point is, if we've got a launch going on, we got to make them problem aware. We got to get them ready for a solution. And so we've got to write out all the freaking things that are going to help them get there. And y'all, my templates, obviously I love my templates, and I try to do the best job I can when it comes to, especially if you have the annual pass, you have the launch course where I go in depth with this. But I can't do it for you, right? And so hopefully you seeing the way that I'm doing it here is going to help you create your own process. Yeah. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. Yeah. And Lakeisha is my biz bestie. I love her to death. Okay. So we are at an hour. I'm going to keep the live up, but I'm going to go get some more water, take a bio break. Not bayou. I live on the bayou, but I'm going to take a bio break, probably 3 to 5 minutes. If you have questions, put them in the comments. I'll come back and answer questions. Like I said, this is all I'm doing today, so I'm super happy to keep going with you guys. So yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put a little timer up for us. If you guys need to take a little break, take a little breaky. This says 35, but we're gonna go to 5. Obviously. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, and we are back. I just posted in the Facebook group for people that want to come hang out there. Actually, I'm going to tag everyone because why not? If I'm going to grow my YouTube channel, do they not have an everyone tag? Oh, there it is. If I'm going to grow this channel, then I've got to be a little shameless, right? Okay. So I'm going to exit out of those tabs. And while we were on the break, I also added, so in the PS, because this is a great, if our goals are to talk about list building live, make people problem aware, like I've been talking about that this whole time, right? So in Thursday's email, I can put a PS and send out God bless, send out last Thursday's live, which is today, which is right now, right? I can send this out, right? And then some people will watch it and be like, wow, Liz really knows what she's talking about. I should pay attention to her. Maybe I'll join the membership or I'm just going to keep following along, right? So somebody reminded me, I think it was Jennifer. Well, first she asked, what's the $4 thing? So right now, email marketing membership is turning 4 years old on Sunday. So I'm offering a $4 trial to people who have never joined the membership. So that's going on right now. Jennifer, I know earlier you asked about being an affiliate. If you haven't already emailed us, you can be an affiliate for that as well and share with like all your biz besties right now. I love this point. So earlier before the break, we were talking about like, is this too many emails? Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then I do usually let people kind of take a breather after the launch, like Ginny said. So yeah, I mean, this is not set in stone yet. Maybe to her point, like, could I move, this email over here, right? And like forget it, right? So that's something when I look at it overall, I'm gonna, figure out, right? We'll see how it feels, because here's the thing about email. If you don't feel good sending it, like who wants to read an email you didn't feel good about, right? Like that sucks. So I just realized I need a haircut really bad. Like this is giving mullet city, y'all. It's giving Jerry Seinfeld in season 2. Okay. So let's pull this. Also, it's getting a little warm. Also, I'm wearing my Will Smith sweater today, which I haven't worn in a long time. So maybe that's why I'm feeling really good. Okay. Also, I think Jennifer said time to address your affiliate stuff. So about a half an hour ago, I said this calendar does not address affiliates, right? So I don't think I'm ready for that quite yet, but thank you for the reminder. Basically, we're going to add in affiliate emails here somewhere as well. If we go into Notion, we will see that, I've got to write affiliate swipes. And then you'll even see in our projects, send email affiliate number 4. So these already have dates. So luckily I already have built out the dates. Can you guys see that? Yeah. And so I'll just add those in last, I think. But thank you for reminding me. Okay. So if you are just joining us, hello. So excited. We are mapping out over here. Let me move myself, make myself a little smaller here. We're mapping out the next month of content, like email content for the purpose of, again, getting people hyped for List Building Live, my event starting March 11th, getting people problem aware about list building, that they have a list building problem. Most of us do. But I also want to grow the YouTube channel and the co-working that I offer for $1 a session. And then last, which we've already addressed here, the podcast is going to premiere its 100th episode. And I just want to do that. Oh, and then I need affiliates to promote the sale, which we just kind of addressed. Okay, so tell me in the comments how you're doing, how you're feeling. Are there any questions we have so far? Because I want to make this an interactive, helpful experience for everyone. I'm going to turn down my brightness on my screen. My eyes, that feels so much better. How are we doing? Good, good. Okay. So we've got Monday the 17th again. That's for members only. Those are the EMM emails, right? Then usually I send on Tuesdays, but because I just did a launch the week before, I'm going to give everybody an extra day break and do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday instead. Beth asks, what platform are you using for this live? So glad you asked. Oh, Beth, your picture is so cute. I'm using Ecamm Live, which can I put my affiliate link in the comments? I'm using Ecamm Live. I love Ecamm. I'm using maybe like 5% of it today. I'm going to put my link in the chat if you want to check it out. No pressure. I love Ecamm. Ecamm came out. They actually flew out to my house. I won a contest with them, and they helped build this whole entire studio. Isn't it cute? I've got some other boxes. They're going to help me finish it out today, basically, because there was a snowstorm, so our equipment didn't come. But anyway, yeah. Oh, this is the wrong thing. Y'all, in an effort to close my tabs, I have closed the wrong tab. Hang on, let's look at the history. This is so brave, showing my history. Where is it? It's not, y'all, I'm so confused. Where is the thing I was literally just doing? There we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Yes, Jennifer, you will be able to watch from the start. We have been live for a while, but I think this is maybe some of my best content, and I can't wait to do more of it for you guys. So yeah, you'll be able to watch. I think you could probably even scroll all the way back to the back right now, but yeah, this will be up on YouTube forever. Okay. I also bought a Mac just to use Ecamm. Yeah. Okay. So let's move on. So we've got Wednesday the 19th. We're going to be promoting the YouTube. I'm doing a YouTube live. It will be different from this in that it will just be co-working. I won't be talking through a lot of stuff. I'll be wanting you to work alongside me. It's going to be a medium-sized email. This email is probably going to be, we'll say longer than the day before. And this is like really nitpicky, but this is kind of how my brain works. So we'll put these in italics. And what are you guys eating for lunch? I'm skipping lunch to do this. Yeah, what are you guys eating for lunch? I almost grabbed an apple, but nobody wants to hear me eat an apple with this amazing mic. Okay. So we're going to promote the YouTube. We're going to start seeding and sharing a little bit more detail about List Building Live. We're not going to shove it in anybody's face yet. We're just, hey, This is something I'm getting excited about. Then we're going to scratch the itch in this email, right? We're going to say, most business gurus regret not taking their email list. And we might, and building it seriously sooner. And then in the PS, we're going to send out this live that I'm doing right now, right? So people can see, like, again, this is going to help people get excited. Like, oh, Liz spent an hour, 2 hours like on this content. Must be a big freaking deal, right? So then on Friday, and this is just like a bonus email. I wouldn't be sending this out. This isn't really part of the content plan that we're planning out, but I just think the 100th episode is that important. I started a podcast. I want to go live. But it is also an opportunity to bring up list building live as many times as possible, right? And also bring up the annual pass, which is something we will be launching at the end of the list building live, right? Okay. Old school pot pie. Beth, you got it going on. I'm going to have some tea soon. Farida, I have a matcha, which I have to stop drinking. I think this might be my last one for a while. I'm not supposed to be drinking any tea right now, but it's so good. And I gave up Mountain Dew. All right, moving on. See why this takes us so long, y'all? All right, so Monday the 24th, we've got our EMM email. Now, remember I said these are standard, but they're also an opportunity for members, because not everyone that's a member is an annual pass holder. And also members, just because you're a member doesn't mean I don't need to serve you. I need to serve you the most, right? So let's go back to the 24th. Again, you're getting a little preview of the content. No, I can't have any tea, really. Well, I can have peppermint tea. No, I can't have any black or green tea. So anyway, this is the email that we're promoting. Oh, we have a guest pro coming in, Roger Colshall. He is so funny and so great. And I think I'm paying him more than I normally pay people to come into the membership. So make sure you put this on your calendar. But okay, so I'm doing PS. Don't forget, we're offering co-working twice a week for $1 a session. So that is part of my plan. I want to promote the co-working, right? So that's good. Now, is there anywhere in this email I can promote the list building? Oh yeah, that's right. Patricia is going to, if you're just joining us, Patricia is going to put remember on every email at the bottom, there's an accountability task. That's something Patricia does, so I don't have it. I don't write it down. She's going to make sure that it's list building oriented. Now, we might make a note here to Patricia and, tell her to tell people the accountability tasks for the next few weeks are all list building oriented, because we want that to be your main focus as we as we get closer to list building live, right? So again, we want to get people in that frame of, oh, I'm excited for list building live. I'm excited for list building live. And we need to do that with members too, right? Okay. So if you haven't liked this video yet, go ahead and like it. Please subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these, especially for the membership, because I really want you guys to actually freaking understand email, right? Like, it would be nice, yeah, just give me $9 a month, whatever. But I want you to actually get the big picture, okay? All right. So now that we did that, we're good to go there. Let's just put a little note here. We're talking about the guest pro, the accountability. And again, this document just kind of gives me an overview of what the hell's going on in my own business, right? And that's important. Guest pro, accountability tasks, in relation to list building live. And that we're going to do in all of these leading up. So we can just look at, oh, this is starting to fill in nicely, isn't it, my friends? Okay. Now this is the regular newsletter, Tuesday the 25th. And so let's go back over that list of things. So we said the email is like water analogy, email authentication and crackdowns. I think that's, well, this one I feel like wasn't very fun. Like this is a kind of a serious topic. And so like what could be kind of like fun to teach, right? So, ooh, I think this one is fun. Let's just do like a fun fact Tuesday. Fun fact email. Because this, we're promoting the YouTube here, most business gurus. This is not that it's going to be like a very serious email, but I feel like the tone here is going to be slightly more serious. So what if we did something fun here and like a did you know? And I'm going to share what I'm going to put here in a sec. Did you know? So AppSumo, right? Put in the comments if you've ever heard of AppSumo, or like give me a thumbs up. Or you know what? Subscribe if you know who AppSumo is. Right? Subscribe to the channel. Yeah. So AppSumo has been quoted. What's the guy's name? Is it Noah Kagan? I just read this right before I hit live. He says that AppSumo is a, why isn't this working? Is a 7-figure business, and more than 90% of his sales come from emailing. Okay, Paula, did you hear me? AppSumo, Noah Kagan or whatever his name is that the right guy? Yeah, thank you. Says that AppSumo gets 90% plus. That means more than 90% of their sales comes from email marketing. That's a fun fact, right? That's going to be a fun email, right? Like when you heard that was like, oh, that's cool. Doesn't that get you charged up to figure email marketing out? That gets me, I'm like, oh snap, I need to take that more seriously, right? And Lakeisha says it's best. They email consistently. But you know what else what they're doing that you don't even notice? They're probably email list building consistently, right? They're growing their list. The day that Lakeisha heard about AppSumo and signed up is not the same day that Gregory heard about AppSumo and signed up, right? They are constantly growing their email list. See, this is how we write emails. Okay, let's write that down. They are constantly growing their emails. And I need to, what's the timestamp on this? Because I need to come back at the 122 mark of this video. I'm going to come back and listen to what I said, and that's what I'm going to type out. Someone is knocking at my door, so y'all just give me a second. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Look how cute. I really thought somebody sent me flowers, but they're for Chelsea, not me. Chelsea's my daughter, if you don't know. She's 10, and I'm pretty sure these are from Auntie Patricia. Patricia, if you don't know, is also my biological sister. I'm 1,000% positive these are from my sister to my daughter. I saw them. I was like, oh my gosh, I have a Valentine. And then I remembered I'm desperately single. So these are for my daughter. Okay. That actually would be a really funny email if we can figure it out. I'm going to write that down on the side. Because I don't often, y'all know me. I don't like a lot of story-based emails. Why is, I'm just going to refresh this. I don't like a lot of story-based emails. I'm just going to comment. But I think that would be funny. Story-based email about when I thought the flowers were for me, but they weren't. So I'm going to have to figure out a hook for that, like how to segue that into list building. But I think that's pretty hysterical, right? That would be a really funny email. That would be a really funny email, right? Like, oh my gosh, I thought I was getting flowers. And then, they were from my 10-year-old. That would be a really funny email. So thanks for hanging out with me for a second there. Okay. So let's review. And you see how I'm reviewing over and freaking over? That helps my brain see like where I'm going by where I've been, right? So we're promoting the YouTube channel. We've got, the business gurus. We're going to go live for 100 minutes. Now we're going to do a fun fact email. We're unsure of the size of this email. We're unsure. That could go really short. That could go really long. And that might be something that I feel out when I write these all out, right? Oh, yes. Great idea. Okay, that was like, what, 126. So that was probably like 124 time stamp. Okay. So then we're going to, well, actually, let's go back to the calendar. So I'm going to move myself over. And let's go to Tuesday the 25th. If I could click on the right thing. That's the day after my mother's birthday. Oh, see, we need to go to the calendar because we need to see what we're doing. I'm doing a YouTube live that day, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern. So that's something else I need to put over here, right? Need to also promo the YouTube live co-working. Probably in a PS, right? Okay. Let's go back to the calendar. Is there anything I'm doing on Thursday? Oh, I'm going live with someone else. So I could promote that. If I wanted to, let's put that. Live with the Playhouse. Do you guys know about the Playhouse? I promoted it for Lizmas. It's this really fun, like, networking thing. If you want the link, just email me. If you just want to check it out. Deanna is really like 10,000 times more fun than I am. So I could do that. And I'm not doing many, you don't see like a lot of green here anymore. I'm not doing a lot of interviews and stuff. So that could be a fun thing to promote. And we're also doing it to promote list building live. So that actually might be a good thing to promote, right? Like, hey, come over here. And then we're promoting list building live over there as well. So let's look here. This is so funny. The flowers were a definite no, you're on, literally. So funny. Okay. So let's go back to scratching the itch. Remember, all these emails are meant to scratch the itch to help people become aware that they have a list building problem. That list building should be their number one priority. Okay. So again, we're doing that by saying, like, hey, the gurus that you're following take this stuff seriously. Hey, did you know at Sumo, 7 figures, almost all their sales come from emailing. Now, what do we want to say here? I could do a personal story here about, how the more my list grows, the more I make money. I could talk about, um, failed launches, right? And how I brought this up a little bit ago about how, people in the membership say, oh, well, my launch failed again. I've done it 3 times, like you said. And then I say, well, what's your list doing? And they say, oh, it's the same 500 people for the last 12 months. And I say, well, there's your problem, right? There's got to be something here, though. I kind of like this. I kind of like maybe this email, maybe the PS is, hey, I'm going live today to talk about this stuff. So maybe this email is kind of what we talked about. I don't know, maybe it was 30-40 minutes ago about you're not just a status update. You're in their inbox. Your email is next to important stuff from family, friends, coworkers, and other businesses, right? So maybe it's just like I'm talking directly to Jessica, directly to Farida type of email where I'm like, hey, so, this is what we would call like a mindset shift email. And so it's less like fun fact. It's less, hey, this is what you should be doing, whatever. It's just like, hey, girl, hey, bro, just a reminder. Like when it comes to email, you're not just a status update. When I join your list, your email is next to important stuff like, my appointment reminders, pictures from Auntie Patricia, and like I could give specific examples. And maybe even in this email, I could do like a screenshot of my inbox, right? And then, PS, I'm going live today to talk more about, email marketing and growing your list. Here's the link. And then I link over to the Playhouse, which is something that, I'll be doing that day anyway. How does that feel to you guys? Does that feel right? It might not be exactly perfect yet, but there it is. And you know what we could also do? Inside the membership, which I should have been doing this from the beginning, if you go into the library, we have an entire pre-launch sequence, don't we? Yeah. So when I go to actually write these emails, I could even look in here, right? So, and if you haven't gone through this, there's an entire walkthrough. I think it's a longer video. Yeah, it's like 20 emails. And I walk through like all this stuff, like why, like why we're doing this, why we're doing that, why this is like a mindset shift email and what that even means, right? So that's all here in this sequence. So if you're watching the replay and you're not a member, you're really missing out for $9 a month. Maybe it's even here. I do a survey, right? This is obviously in order, but when I've been doing this so long, I feel comfortable. Like I could switch out the order here. Establish credibility by educating them about your framework or whatever. So yeah, maybe that's even an email I could write. Maybe it's an email down here, where I share my framework, which if you guys don't know, the email staircase, follower, friend, customer, right? But then I, go deeper into gaining followers. If you don't do the first step, how are you gonna get the rest, right? And I might even say that's my bad. I mostly talk about the friend to customer, and have skipped over how to get more followers on your list. That's why I've created the List Building Live Summit, and then, list topics. Because remember, if we go back to the very beginning of the video, I say, things that are going to get them hyped, right? And now we're just we're just a week away, right? So now I do need to list out the topics, right? I need to say, we're going to have someone talking about custom GBTs. We're going to have someone talking about Facebook membership questions. We're going to have someone talking about summits, bundles, yada, 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 giveaways, right? And so that actually would be a good, this is going to be a good email. And again, these might not be in the right order, but we're just mapping here, right? Yeah. Okay, great. Any comments or questions? Whew, y'all, we are almost there, y'all. We are almost there. I'm so excited. I might have to have a break once we get through these. So the last one, Thursday the 6th. Let's go back to that pre-launch. Am I in the way? Let me move myself over. Share the why you are passionate about your topic. Why am I passionate about list building? I mean, that could be a really good one. Like, I'm passionate about list building because building my lists allows me to make more money, right? And when I make more money, my family can be more comfortable, right? Like, my sister literally works full time for me, right? I support my mother 100% financially. Like, I don't just need money because I need money. Like, if I don't make money, people, I mean, this is going to sound dramatic, but it's true. Like, people will suffer, right? Like, if my business went under, if I stopped growing my list, a lot of people would be in trouble. Like, I support quite a few folks. And I am a mom, and I pay child support, all manner of things. So like, that's why it's so important to me. And then when I think about, people like Erica, Sarah, Paula, like, your thing might not be the same as mine. Your reason for needing money and growing your list is going to be different than mine, right? I don't know why Daryl needs money and what he's spending his money on, but I know that it's just as serious, right? I know that you need cash for a certain reason, and you're not going to do that if you don't grow your list, right? So maybe that's the email right before the event. I like that. What do you guys think about that? Sharing the why email. And I've written a lot of emails about this, so I could even go like through my archives if I think about it and write it out. I think that this feels like a good email right before the event. Like, hey, this is why. I'm not sure of your why. Yeah, let's write that out. This is my why. I'm not sure of yours, but I know list building is going to get us there together. And then you go into the event. I've gathered, I don't even know how many speakers I'm going to have yet. 20 of my most favorite peers and colleagues from, look at the way I spelled colleagues, y'all. 20 of my most favorite peers and colleagues from X number of industries to talk to us about what's working right meow. Those sessions release Tuesday the 11th. Blah, 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 right? And honestly, I might, it might not be Thursday. Maybe I move this to Friday or Sunday, right? Or maybe this email, maybe I send a different one out Thursday the 6th, and I move this email to Monday the 10th for the general audience. And maybe Monday the 10th, I share the same message inside of the EMM email so that people get hyped for the main event, right? Yeah. Okay. I'm glad this is resonating. Yes. Sharing your why is so important. And y'all, I am so effing guilty of this, especially because my product is so, I'll say it, it's cheap, right? And so sometimes I forget to say, like, this is why I care so deeply, right? And I joke, like, oh, I love money, right? Like, if you guys even saw Survivor, or if you Googled Liz Wilcox right now, pretty much the number one question that pops up is like, how much money is Liz Wilcox worth? Or how much money does Liz Wilcox make? I talk a lot about money, and people in the last year of my life have made so much fun of me for it, have scolded and scorned me because I talked so openly about cash on an international TV show. But that they never shared my why. Survivor never shared why I care so much about money. They never cared about what I said 10 minutes ago, right? About if I don't make this, people will suffer. And that is dramatic, but it is true, right? Like, my mother used to live on 8 Mile in Detroit, and one of, if not the crowning jewel accomplishment of my life, was getting her out of that little trailer that had no indoor plumbing or water. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm guilty of not sharing the why, but when we don't, we end up looking like Liz from season 46 of Survivor, just this aloof, rich white lady. And like, I'm not even as rich as they made me look on TV, right? But that's why the why is so important, right? And that's what I think was missing from my story over there. But this is a good freaking email here too. Somebody timestamp this for me, right? The why is so important, and I am so guilty of this as well, of forgetting to share my why, because that's what truly connects people, right? Like, some people might hear my why and be like, oh, not for me, it's too dramatic, or I don't know, not everybody resonates with me, and it's not my job to understand why. It's just my job to keep, signaling to the people that resonate, right? So share your why, damn it. And I'm so glad I looked at this. This is why the templates are here. I mean, maybe, like, look, I didn't follow this exactly to the T, right? Like this is the email flow of the pre-launch. I didn't follow this to the T. I did my own thing, but then when I was like struggling, I went and I looked at the templates. I was like, oh yeah, share your why. Duh, Liz. So important, right? Okay. So we've got a couple, I have a couple more minutes in me. This is where it gets a little easier. Maybe I'm going to comment on this and say, maybe move this to the day before the event and put something else here. Something else here, I might even just put like, just more, I would say, needs more excitement about the actual event and how to watch / listen, right? So this email actually should be, thanks, Jennifer. This email should actually be probably here on the 10th. And then this one should just be more like getting people excited. Oh my gosh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And then boom, hit them with a little bit of love, hit them with what we just said at timestamp 142, right? And then we move into the event. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna rework. And then during the event, my event emails are gonna be really simple. Just gonna put that really simple. Here's the thing. Here's how to listen. Here's what's up for today. And then I might seed that the annual pass is opening on Thursday. I'll have to think more about this. Again, we can literally just copy and paste this. Special pass opens tomorrow. Then again, really simple. But then there's going to be a second email of the day that is just about the annual pass. Really simple, but also we open the pass in the morning. And then, of course, we're going to have a second email. And then it's going to bleed into what I talked about in the last live on Tuesday. Can you guys see my calendar? Yeah, it's going to bleed into the annual pass birthday sale. Okay. So we've got a few minutes. I'm happy to take questions, or I can just kind of I'm going to start reworking what we just said. But if you guys have questions, put them in the chat, because I've got a little bit more steam before I need to go potty again. And then eat lunch before I got to go pick up my kiddo. So Gregory, I see your question. I'm going to start reworking this and get a few questions and then answer them. So if you've got more than one, go for it. So I'm just going to put a horizontal line here. And I hope this has been helpful to show you just kind of like the brainstorming of it all. And also to show you that, like, damn, you are doing a lot of work when you are launching. Love you, boo. Get your steps in today. So we're actually going to move this over here. So rest of newsletter, or rest of subscribers. And then we're going to add in the Y. Ooh, I don't often get to use the, what is this called? It's not an apostrophe, the semicolon. I don't often get to use the semicolon. And then here we're going to, okay. Right here we need this. We just need excitement about the actual event. So maybe I would put, like, make sure this email has images in it. Tell them how many people have signed up for the event. Again, we're getting them hyped. Share how they're going to listen. I don't know. I'm just going to write excitement. It's really important for this. Okay. And I like these emails. I'm not in love with everything that I wrote. I think I'm going to play around a little bit more, but I know this live has gone almost 2 hours. So I won't, uh, you know, make y'all listen, but I do have a couple questions here. Okay. But before I get into questions, well, let's answer Jessica's question and then I'll recap. So, are these emails for a specific project? So, yes, these emails are for the next 30 days of lizwilcox.com. With lizwilcox.com, we need to be focusing on the list building live, which is a little like micro audio summit or whatever people are calling it nowadays. That is all about list building, where I'll be asking people from B2C and B2B, what is the one way you've grown your list in the last 6 to 12 months that has really worked? Each session is only going to be, like 5 to 10 minutes, if that, right? And then it's going to lead into the launch of the annual pass. Okay. So the list building live is these 3 days, March 11, 12, 13. The annual pass sale will be the 13th through the 17th. So Thursday through Monday, which is something new that I'm trying to launch over the weekend. Just experimenting. And so these emails, it was me thinking like, okay, we have a lot going on. We need to get people hyped about the list building live. How do we do that? Well, we need to scratch that itch. We need to make people aware that they have a problem with list building. We need them to know, like, if your email marketing isn't working, it could be a lot of things, but the number one reason is likely, hey, you don't grow your list enough. You got to get the right people on your list over and over and over again. So this was us like kind of mapping out those emails, realizing that once a week emails are not enough when we have 30 days, when we have so much going on. So we decided we're going to send out more emails. Another objective is we also need to promote the YouTube channel. So that's even something I forgot. That needs to go in this email. That needs to go in this email, right? Because I'm going to be doing YouTube lives. So I'll be, maybe sharing those in the PSs. And then in the lives themselves, bringing up the event as many times as possible, right? I mean, this whole live's 2 hours talking about list building live. I hope you're hyped. I'm hyped. So it was just mapping out the content, mapping out the strategy. I think moving forward, I might even look at my own course here and see what I'm missing. And when you're a member of EMM, you get this. You don't even have to be an annual pass holder. You go to the email library, you go to pre-launch, you scroll down, there's a 7-week pre-launch sequence. And, I don't have 7 weeks. I could condense this, hence why I'm sending 2 emails, sometimes 3 a week, right? Okay, so hopefully that helps sum it up. And then, the last thing Jennifer reminded me of was affiliate emails. So I also need to add in affiliate emails, which if we go to the Business Hub and we go to projects, I have the dates for those, like send affiliate email number 4. I need to do that February 24th. So after this, I'll be adding those in here. But this is most important. Right now, I needed to map out that content. Gregory asks, do you think it's important to know when to share our why? Now, if you go into the pre-launch, when do I ask you to do that? Email 4. So, and about 4 weeks before your launch, if you're following that 7-week cycle. But really, Gregory, you see, I do it, the day before the launch. So I think it really depends on what's your connection with your audience. I think for me, a lot of people do know at least a little bit of my why. And so I don't think I have to put it, right at the beginning of the pre-launch. I can put it closer to the actual launch. But really, I think as long as you're putting it, that's good. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is a guideline, right? It's a guideline. I love when people differentiate according to what they think will work for them. Is there a reason I don't have many graphics? So, number one, I'm so lazy. I hate creating graphics. This graphic for the membership right here embarrassingly took me like a half an hour to make. I just suck at it. Number two, for deliverability purposes, you don't want to have too many graphics. The internet gods are going wild right now with throwing up red flags. That isn't to scare you, it's just to educate you. So, it's better for deliverability for your emails to be easy to skim for the internet gods and spiders out there. And the more images, the more kind of, it's like a yellowish flag. So I only put graphics in when necessary, when I feel like it's really going to enhance or, get clicks. For example, in Kit right now, we're running that $4 sale of the membership to anyone who has never joined. And so in this, the first email was sent out. This is a graphic right here. This is a graphic. And so people can click over and it'll take them to a sales page. This is a special type of campaign that I'm doing. But I saw this and the click rate's 2.7. I would have liked this to be around 4%. And so I asked Patricia and Amy to go back and create frames around the graphic. So let's see if they did it. See how the frame makes it look more like an image. And so people will click over, click to the sales page, right? Or the video. So I only use them when they're absolutely necessary. This is a specific type of campaign that goes directly to a video. So I want that video here. I want people to know this is not evergreen. Like, hey, the graphic literally says today is Thursday, right? So, and these are honestly, this is performing so poorly. Look at this open rate and click rate. This is very poor for me. So I think I might look at some of the subject, like, well, I don't know. I feel like this is a weak subject. Anyway, that's the graphic question. Okay. Daryl says, what resources can you recommend for helping me decide what I can sell in my emails? That seems to be where I'm stuck getting started. You can sell whatever you want. I don't know. Daryl, I don't know if I would recommend resources for you. I would want you to just decide for yourself. The best resource on what you can sell is to ask your audience, hey, do you want a training or do you want an e-course? Click and tell me. That's the best resource. I can't tell you what would be best. I can tell you what I did. In my first business, the first thing I sold was an ebook for like $10. And then I changed it to like pay whatever you want. In this email marketing business, the first thing I sold was a 2-hour workshop. And as you can see, this has basically been a 2-hour workshop, right? So I hope that's helpful. Yes, the summit itself will be all audio. I'm thinking about adding it to YouTube, but I'll be making, I don't know if I'm going to record with guests, but I'll make them into YouTube if that's how you prefer. Also to get my watch hours up. Oh my gosh, Farida just emailed her list. Love that. Yeah, Survivor presented my why. I mean, they didn't present my why at all. They just made, Liz keeps talking about how she's a millionaire. They never even said, like I said to the camera all the time, why I was saying that. Like, I'm not a millionaire, guys. I hope to be, maybe by the end of this year. I have no idea. But yeah. Yeah, A/B testing your graphics for Snow Graphics would be good. Oh, Rob, I am doing an email header. I think that's fine. I just started using the header, and as you can see, We're not using them for the launch because this is technically a launch, because I just want people to get into it. But with my regular broadcasts, I keep forgetting, but I am using a header, as you can see right here. But that's because I have an established reputation with the internet gods, right? Like my deliverability is really good. And so I decided to add a header. And as my list is growing, there's more and more people that don't know what I look like, right? They're just coming in cold, so to speak. They're hearing me on a podcast or something. And so the header kind of, and there's 1,000,001 Liz's, right? I have 3 Liz Wilcoxes in my family. So the image, I think, helps with that. That's a great question, Rob. So I don't know if it would be a best practice not to use one. It really depends on, do your people know when they get an email from Rob Still? Do they know who that is? I'm finding more and more people are forgetting who Liz Wilcox is when they're first coming on. So I added the header. Okay. Yes, I like to hear that. Okay. Yeah, if you use images to stand out, that's not bad. But I would use one image. Even food bloggers, just one image, because the multiple images really are going to, I'm not saying they're going to tank your deliverability, but they are going to make the internet gods look at you harder. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, well, I feel good. I feel like I'm almost there mapping it out. Thank you guys for going on this journey with me. I feel like I'm not completely there, but I hope this was helpful. Again, I'm going to go back over this flow and see kind of what I'm missing in the pre-launch. I'm going to add in those affiliate emails I need to add in. I need to add in, I think, 7 of them. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of emails, which is my favorite thing. So thanks for hanging out with me. I'm so glad you found it was interesting. I want to be doing a lot more of these. I just find, email, and I scream about it being simple, but I just want you to see the inside so you can create your own sort of framework and routine and processes and stuff like that. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you have any follow-up questions, put them in the YouTube comments. I will, follow up from there. I'd love for you guys, if you're not in the Facebook group, I'm going to put that in the chat. I'd love for you to join the Facebook group, or even if you are in the Facebook group, I don't know why I need spam, to go in and comment on the post that I made right here and tell people that, it was a great time, because I really do want to grow the YouTube channel. I want to do more stuff like this. So awesome. As far as the membership goes, I think I'm going to see you guys soon. Let's look. On the 25th for the pro feature. It's going to be talking about Canva and stuff like that. So anyway, I will be going live again, doing some co-working with y'all next week. I'm sure you'll be seeing me in the inbox before then. All right, thanks so much. And thanks for being a member of EMM. It turns 4 years old in 3 days. Oh, the last thing, I'm sorry. Y'all can go, you're already on my YouTube, so go to my latest YouTube video. 4 reasons why I've never increased the price of my membership. If you guys want to hear more about my why, and even you could literally like steal those words and be like, oh, that's how I want to talk about it. It's like a 10-minute episode or something. I think it's really, really good and important to hear the why, which was a huge theme in the last 20 minutes. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for you guys to figure out email marketing to grow your list, to attend the summit, all that jazz. I'll see you guys soon.